Hi, I'm Brian from iWire, and this is our blue RS, otherwise known as the OG RSTi. Before we take the 6-cylinder out, we figured we'd show you how we got to this point. Stay tuned and take a look at it.
iWire owner Brian purchased the chassis from another user on the forum RS25 around 2005. His name is George of the Jungle, and the car was in Charleston, South Carolina. As you can see, the car had an interesting life before Brian purchased it. This was all long before iWire was in existence and was just a side project for Brian to have some fun. Once the car was in California, it was time to fix it up as is and add some fun goodies like the ProDrive wheels it still has today. Brian knew he wanted to swap the RS with an 06 STi, so that's exactly what he did. Like most car projects, what started as a modest Subaru build turned into a full STi swap with all the JDM goodies. Once Brian had his game plan, it was time to disassemble the car for paint. This car was painted the classic Rally Blue Pearl. With the exterior sorted, it was time to focus on the interior and the heart of the car, the engine. Brian sourced a 2006 STi engine and transmission for this project. This car was actually completed before iWire was started, but even then, Brian knew the importance of good wiring. In late 2006, the car was complete, and it was time for the first start and test drive. Brian was so excited for this first test drive that he did it without a windshield and the gauge cluster zip-tied to the dash bar. Brian enjoyed the swap as is for almost a decade. As iWire started to grow, he wanted to do some more R&D and test out a 6-cylinder engine in a GC platform. Since we're not mechanical experts, we sent out the chassis to our friend Lance at Stewart Motorsports. There was a lot of work to make the 6-cylinder engine compatible with the GC chassis. We had to come up with solutions for the exhaust, solutions for the fueling system, as well as solutions for the wiring, among many other issues we had to sort out. Eventually, after months of mechanical and wiring work, the car fired up. Woo! Oh, God. There were two epic days for the iWire H6RS at the start of 2020. Our dyno day with Travis of Snail Performance, and our photo shoot with Larry Chen and Louis Yeo. We're so grateful for the friends this car has helped us make. After we've enjoyed the H6RS for about a year, we realized it was time for some more R&D, which brings us to today. We want to test out a newer engine in the GC chassis, and when we stumbled on a 19 STi engine and transmission with only 5,000 miles, we knew what engine we were going to put in the car. We hope you'll stay tuned for our build thread. We're not sure how this build will go, but we hope we can share the pros and cons of this engine in an older chassis.